The smile. I had the whole thing planned. Reservations at Lucia's, her favorite restaurant, the little Italian place on Vine where we'd had our first date 8 years ago. I'd called ahead, asked for the corner booth, the one with the candles and the view of the courtyard. I'd bought flowers, cleaned the house, even ironed a shirt, which I never do, because she always said she loved how I looked in a properly pressed button-down. She'd been gone for a week, some marketing conference in Phoenix, the kind of thing she hated but was too good at her job to skip. We'd FaceTimed every night, and every night she'd sighed and told me she missed me, and I told her I missed her too, and we'd fall asleep with our phones propped up on pillows like teenagers. 8 years married, still sweethearts. I knew how lucky I was. Her flight was supposed to land tomorrow afternoon. I had it all timed out. Pick her up at the airport, drive her home, let her shower and decompress, then surprise her with the reservation. A perfect welcome home. So when the front door opened at 6 p.m. on Thursday, I wasn't ready. I was in the kitchen chopping vegetables for a stir-fry I was making for myself. The sound of the lock turning, the creak of the hinges, my whole body went tight before my brain caught up. "Hello? It's me." Her voice, her exact voice, that slightly husky tone she got when she was tired. I set down the knife and walked to the hallway, and there she was, standing in the doorway, suitcase at her feet, wearing the gray blazer she always traveled in, smiling. "Surprise," she said. I laughed, startled, delighted. "What are you doing here? I thought your flight was tomorrow." "I caught an earlier one. Couldn't wait another day." She dropped her bag and crossed the distance between us, and I wrapped my arms around her, and she felt right. She smelled right. The same shampoo, the same perfume, the same way she tucked her head against my shoulder. "God, I missed you," I said. "I missed you too." She pulled back and looked at me, and she was smiling. She was smiling so wide. I didn't notice at first, or maybe I noticed and didn't register it, the way you notice the hum of a refrigerator or the ticking of a clock. It was just there, part of the background. My wife was home, and she was happy, and happy people smile. We ordered Thai instead of cooking, her choice. She said she was craving pad Thai. We sat on the couch and ate out of containers and talked about her conference, about my week, about the neighbor's new dog that barked at everything. Normal conversation, normal evening. But she never stopped smiling. Not while she ate, not while she talked, not while she listened to me ramble about the project I was working on at the office. The corners of her mouth stayed fixed, pulled up like they were pinned there, and her eyes crinkled in a way that should have looked warm, but didn't. "You okay?" I asked. "I'm wonderful." Her voice was bright, too bright. "I'm just so happy to be home." "You seem, I don't know, weird or something." "I'm just happy." The smile widened. I didn't think it could widen, but it did. "Aren't you happy I'm home?" "Of course I am. Then let's be happy together." She leaned over and kissed me. Her lips were cold. I told myself it was nothing. Told myself she was just tired from the flight, running on adrenaline, that particular manic energy that comes from travel and time zones and recycled airplane air. She'd be normal in the morning. I told myself a lot of things. We went to bed around 10. She was ahead of me, already in her pajamas when I came out of the bathroom, already under the covers, already propped against the pillows, with that smile still stretched across her face. The lamp on her nightstand cast warm shadows, and she looked like my wife, exactly like my wife. But something was wrong. I couldn't name it, couldn't point to it, just a feeling deep in my gut that the woman in my bed was somehow not the same woman who'd left for Phoenix a week ago. I climbed in next to her. She rolled toward me. The movement was wrong. Not the direction, that was normal, that was what she always did. But the way she moved, too smooth, too deliberate, like each motion was being calculated and executed separately, a series of instructions rather than a single fluid action. "I missed this," she said. "I missed you." She leaned over to kiss me, and her body didn't bend the way bodies bend. It was like watching a puppet, like watching something that had studied how humans move, but hadn't quite mastered the mechanics. I kissed her back because I didn't know what else to do. She pulled me closer. Her hands were cold. Her skin was cold. And when we made love, because that's what you do when your wife comes home after a week, because that's what she wanted, because I couldn't think of a reason to say no. It was wrong. All of it was wrong. The rhythm was off. The way she moved beneath me, the sound she made, the way she looked up at me with those crinkled eyes and that endless smile, like something wearing her body, like something practicing, learning, imitating what it had seen but not understanding what it meant. Afterward, she curled against me, head on my chest. "I love you," she said. "I love you too." The words came automatically. I wasn't sure I meant them anymore. I wasn't sure who I was saying them to. She fell asleep with her head on my chest. She fell asleep, smiling. I woke to gray light and a weight on the mattress beside me. The first thing I saw was her face. She was on her side, facing me, inches away. Her eyes were open, wider than they should be, the whites visible all the way around her irises. She wasn't blinking. I don't think she'd blinked all night. And her mouth? God, her mouth. The smile had stretched. That was the only word for it. The corners of her lips had pulled up and back, further than I'd ever seen, further than muscles should allow. The skin at the edges was taut, strained, thin enough that I should see the pink of the tissues beneath. Her teeth were fully visible, top and bottom, clenched together in what might have been a grin, or might have been a grimace, or might have been something else entirely. She looked like she was screaming and smiling at the same time. She didn't move, didn't blink, didn't breathe, as far as I could tell. Just lay there, inches from my face, with that impossible expression frozen on features that used to belong to my wife. My phone buzzed. I reached for it without looking away from her. Couldn't look away. Couldn't break whatever this was. The screen lit up. Text messages, multiple, from Sarah. I scrolled through them, my blood going cold. 10:47 p.m. No FaceTime tonight. Miss your face. Love you. 11:52 p.m. You must have fallen asleep. Sweet dreams. XO. 2:15 a.m. Good news. Caught an earlier flight, landing around 6:30. Surprise. 3:46 a.m. Heading to the airport now. Can't wait to see you. 6:47 a.m. Just landed. You're not answering. Is everything okay? Going to grab a cab. See you soon. Love you. I looked at the timestamps. I looked at the sender. Sarah, her contact photo, the one I'd taken on our anniversary last year, laughing in the sun. She'd been texting me all night while I was in bed with this thing, while it was wearing her face, her body, her voice. I looked at the thing in my bed. It was still smiling. Sarah? My voice cracked. Sarah, what? Her face moved. Not her body, just her face. The smile stretched wider. I heard something tear, a wet sound, and a thin line of red appeared at the corner of her mouth. And then she was above me, not rolling, not shifting, just there, suddenly, her face hovering over mine, her hair hanging down to brush my cheeks. Her eyes were so wide. Her smile was so wrong. She opened her mouth, and something that wasn't her voice said, "You're so happy I'm home." The taxi pulled up just after 8. Sarah paid the driver, grabbed her suitcase, and stepped out onto the familiar sidewalk. Home. Finally home after a week of fluorescent conference rooms and hotel beds and missing her husband so much it ached. She checked her phone again. Still nothing from David. 5 texts, no response. It wasn't like him. Even if he'd fallen asleep early, he always woke up when she messaged. Always. She told herself not to worry. Maybe his phone died. Maybe he was in the shower. She'd be inside in a minute, and everything would be fine. She wheeled her suitcase up the path. The house looked the same as always. The blue shutters, the rose bushes by the porch, the welcome mat they'd bought together at that flea market in Vermont. The door was unlocked. She pushed it open. The hallway was dark, quiet, the kind of quiet that felt intentional, like the house was holding its breath. "David!" Movement at the end of the hall. He stepped into the light. He was standing perfectly still. His head was tilted slightly to the side, at an angle that didn't quite look natural. His eyes were wide, too wide, the white showing all the way around. And he was smiling. So wide, so wrong. The skin at the corners of his mouth looked ready to split. His teeth were visible, all of them, clenched together in something that wasn't joy, wasn't welcome, wasn't anything human. "Welcome home," he said. His voice was almost right. Almost. Sarah dropped her suitcase. The smile stretched wider. "We're so happy you're here."